sorry. And so I think I with that in mind, like, I think I've kind of vaguely had like a pretty I mean I'm quite proud of it, like this idea, because I feel like it's like original, kind of like, that I don't know how to like really articulate it. I'm not totally sure if like I have access to it, like, because it's still kind of hard to grasp for me, but like I guess I can use the word alignment, like where basically oneself is like completely correct, and I can occupy the entire field of my existence, and I can, and like just like I can be the way, like, and my my agency can be like purposeful, and also necessary and good. And it kind of has to do with like with how I notice a lot of I think this is partially due to social media, like both amplifying these this situation, and also like exposing it, because there are these like these moral ideas that get stated with a lot of confidence, and also seem to be very, like, it seems like it's not questioned, and it's often gets the support of unanimous like support or agreement, or at least like very lots of agreement, or like unquestioned, or just feeling like it's I'm like subjugated by it, like, or shamed, like, but yeah, like noticing like these moral values, like the more I punish myself with them, the worse I actually function, and I'm also blamed for like not being able to function, and because self-blame can feel like such a virtue that that it feels like as long as I'm hard on myself, then how do I say this? It's like, as long as I'm hard on myself, then the world like owes me, the universe owes me like success, and if I don't succeed, then at least I'll know that I deserve to succeed and no one can blame me, kind of. But I find that the less I act, I really self-blame and like hold on to these, or like reproduce, or hold on to, or like internalize and then project these moral judgments, then the better I'm able to function. And it's like almost in a way like the notion of like laziness, the sense that like maybe I think maybe I have a past of like avoiding school, or like avoiding studying or something, avoiding obligations, and like kind of feeling like I'm a failure, and like I'm, if I was allowed to, I would just like sit around and like do nothing and be useless and stuff like that. And so kind of having like self-discipline be like a rational like thing to embrace, but yeah, like I think it's like it becomes a situation of gatekeeping, I would say. Like I can't access my agency unless I go through this trial of like I don't know, like I don't know how to say this, but it's like preventing alignment, because I mean, I don't have to believe that about myself, and it's almost like there is like this sort of assumed corollary of that like if I don't believe that about myself, then I'll just like it'll come true. Like I'll become like lazy and disgusting and just useless and gross. And anyway, yeah, like I think that's the kind of the hostage situation. And I find that like it's hard to necessarily like win by arguing with this, like to take any sort of utilitarian counter stance that really I feel like successfully really kills this idea that often is part of like so much violence, like moral violence. I don't know. Like it's I know that I can kind of reason in a way that like self-blame actually hurts productivity kind of thing. I just but I also feel like I'm not able to really yeah, like I might be able to, if I had the right arguments, I might be able to show that like that that idea is stupid or something, but or at least if someone else was able to refute it like that thoroughly and just very that skillfully. But I think to me it's more like a emergent thing where like I happen to like just let go of those like self-imposed things, and then I discover that I can function, like I can function basically. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a new reality gets born, and it's completely because I'm occupying it. And I think it's that sense of like alignment that's super what makes this really feel like very valuable and preferable and good and stuff. This like yeah, like just alignment, like I know what's good and I am good, and like I can basically navigate situations with this innate feeling of goodness, I guess. And I think this kind of relates to sort of my thoughts on like generational conflict. Yeah, like me kind of absorbing a lot of the ideas on like I mean both more I guess more older and sort of conflicts of arguments of like parents are like just like authoritarian parenting or child abuse or like very paternalistic education systems, like that movie like Three Idiots. I think that's like is something that was already there like in the culture when I was growing up, and more recently I think with like the notions of like generational trauma, where it seems like older generations maybe like as they age they might impose yeah, like just I guess abuse towards their children, in a way that seems to like it's almost like there's this urgency, there's this sort of I don't know, like there's this like unyielding quality to it, like where it's almost like there's this dependency of there's this dependency behind the abuse. And I think probably I'm not like really I'm not really having a very like holistic message about or commentary on like parenthood because like probably I'm not like really addressing like social problems of like like parents being under supported and stuff. Thing is, there's this feeling that like older generations kind of like being baked in being kind of like just like very deeply enmeshed in these moral in a kind of morality, I guess, that could also be connected to the abuse, but that morality is also tied to their sense of helplessness, like kind of so I guess in a way like this unfolding towards alignment, I can kind of imagine maybe taking place on a larger scale would mean having a more interconnected kind of inclusion of aging perspectives in the culture where there maybe like there's less of this helpless or like this very very desperate almost clinging on to sort of their abuse or like their sense of victimization that they're not how do I say this? Their sense of victimization that they're recognized that they're bad, like because they're, I guess, marginalized and like becoming marginalized as as people do when they get older, and then being stuck in that that kind of space of compulsory self-blame.